trying something new here because with the original video, the wind noise was so great that you couldn't hear anything. So I'm seeing if I can do a voiceover that makes a difference. So it was down at the waterfront looking out at the familiar sights of Peddocks Island and the Boston skyline, but the seasons changed, and it looks a little, gnarly and nasty here. Obviously, winter's coming on, and the last gasp of summer is behind us, so it has an air of finality to it. There's the skyline, not looking too majestic in this shot. So then, of course, I had to do some fancy video work to go around and show Old Glory at the top of her game. And as you know, I used to be the flag raiser at Post Island.
And here we are at the cottage, where of course it's always summer, even when it's not. And the last time I was here was for the Hunter family reunion, which was a great success. In many ways it was the cottage's finest hour. And for it we set up a little Post Island memorabilia display. Let's see how this works in here. You can see such famous things as there's the billy club that Charlie Johnson used to keep the undesirables at bay when he went into work at night. We've got Jacob's rendition of Beyond Yonder with Beyond Yonder itself. The little funny frog guy. And here's a candlestick that I made when I was in the 6th grade. This famous piece of artwork is David H. Lewis's to-do list that he made suitable for framing. And of course, who could forget the patent pending stick that Connie used for years to hold up the door of the oven in the kitchen. A couple of copies of the Great Beer Trek. And speaking of Connie, well, she of course was here in spirit, if nothing else. Here's her fuzzy purple robe, immortalized for the ages. So let's take a little trip inside the cottage, which again was specially prepared for the Hunter family reunion. And the comment we heard from everybody was, oh my gosh, it looks exactly the same. And I'm sure when they were referring to that, they were referring to this one corner, which has remained largely unchanged. But there are so many little special things about this place, and let's look at some of the architectural details. Here we've got the Beatles. They've got their own little nook, and got Connie's memorabilia, her little animals, and can't remember who those were willed to. We've got the montage of Jacob running in West Brookfield. The couch where Patrick sleeps. And of course, the moose foot that my grandfather shot, supposedly. We've got a couple of Star Wars memorabilia. The owl. We had a bunch of photos that I made copies of and put up specifically for the event. So there you see my Uncle Bob with 2 huge codfish, and up above, well, the sunlight's going to prohibit it. But hey, here's some photos over here. There's Jacob at age 1 day with Bob Gordon Lillian, David Lewis, the King of Tamales. My folks with Rita and Charlie Johnson in younger years. Here we are on board the Saturnia heading for Europe. Another shot there. Here's me looking very debonair but not too happy at the dinner table, and meanwhile, looks like my father had a few too many drinks. Here's my mother and crew getting older. My Uncle Bob down in Chatham. This is a real early picture of Connie and Jimmy Hunter, who died at a very young age. Don't know much about him. And there's a more contemporary picture of David and Jane. So, we'll head out to the kitchen, and I'll take some pictures of this tomorrow as we're closing up, and maybe have that be sort of a how-to manual. There's the breakfast nook and the porch, and heading in the opposite direction. Oh, I know one thing I need to show you. Here in the refrigerator, there is the martini jar, and it does have martinis in it. So a brief break in tradition, but not too bad. So now let's head into the bedroom. We don't need to spend a lot of time there, but here's the view into the bathroom. But I did make up a special display from Cousins Camp. So here are the cousins sort of in reverse chronological order. You notice how Patrick is always showing off just like Connie was in her pictures? Always liked this one, and then of course there's the one that's up on the wall too. And finally, into the grand master suite. Looking very serene, not quite ready for winter. So that's the view from the cottage. Hey, look who's here. Outside, working on the shed roof. Actually, what this is a picture of Patrick Morris, co-founder of Knuckingfuff Construction Company. And by the way, I misidentified the drawing of Beyond Yonder that I said it was done by Jake was actually done by Patrick.